Stephanie, a lot of questions about the tax rate. He's already moved it in his first term, of course, down to 21%. He wants to move it further in terms of the corporate tax rate. So really dividing that line versus Kamala Harris, who wants to move it up to 28%. What do we know about the impulses behind this decision and whether it's fundable, in fact, and how the business world of the US is likely to receive it?
Well, it's part of his America First agenda. You're right. It's not costed. It's going to cost a huge amount of money. He wants to extend the 2017 tax cuts, which are due to expire next year. And he proposed last night this idea to lower the corporate tax rate to 15% for companies that are producing manufacturing in the United States. But that raised a whole slew of questions of how do you define made in America because of complex supply chains. What do you do about cars or Boeing, for instance, where parts come from all over the place but may be assembled in the United States? There's already gaming of the system on that. There are a lot of questions about his tax proposals. And as you said, principal among them, how is he going to pay for it?
Yeah, so that question remains unresolved. But as we mentioned, a clear dividing line now with Kamala Harris. How is that being received? What's it likely to do in terms of poll numbers? Talk to us about the difference that we're seeing in the pitches coming through from these economic policies from both contenders.
Well, Trump outlined a populist economic agenda. He said he wants to get gasoline prices down below $2 a gallon, which everyone would love to see. That's a popular policy.
Yeah.
So he's saying things that voters want to hear, and he is more trusted, according to polling, on the economy than Harris is. And I think that voters have a certain nostalgia for the Trump economy pre-COVID, understandably so. But I think it's hard to imagine we will ever get to that point again. A lot of the proposals he outlined are inflationary. These sweeping tariffs that he wants to impose on foreign goods, 10 to 20% higher on China. And most mainstream economists believe that that will cause inflation to jump and perhaps economic growth to slump. So there's a lot of things that don't add up in his economic proposals. Harris, of course, is proposing to raise taxes less than what Biden has outlined. She is under pressure to give further details on her economic vision, and she will probably come under pressure to do so at the debate on Tuesday.
OK, and that debate is going to be consequential, isn't it? As we've learned, these debates can be significantly important. You talk about the inflationary impact as well, the decision, or at least the policies around immigration could add to that inflationary impact from tariffs as well in terms of the Trump policies. On the funding question, the question of funding which we touched on, possibly Trump might say, well, I'm going to cut my way to be able to afford some of these tax cuts, or cut my way in terms of cutting through the federal government. And he talked about Elon Musk maybe having a role there. We'll take a listen to what he had to say in terms of getting the CEO, of course, of X and Tesla involved.
I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
Stephanie, is he for real?
It's quite incredible. This idea for this commission actually came up during his Twitter Space event with Elon Musk about a month ago. And now he has come out and moved it further and decided to put Musk in charge of it. And, of course, this raises all these issues of conflicts of interest. I mean, Musk runs major companies that, are either regulated or funded with U.S. government money. Tesla receives subsidies. SpaceX works with NASA. So there are major questions about how he could effectively run a commission like this without, running foul of conflicts of interest.